School children should receive an accurate and comprehensive education on communist regimes and policies. Communism has led to the deaths of over 100 million victims worldwide. It has failed every time it's been tried. And sadly, polls today show that 1 in 5 millennials and 1 in 3 members of Gen Z have a positive viewpoint of communism. Wow.
¿Cuál traje? ¿Un chaleco a prueba de balas? No. No. Voy a desembarcar así en Nueva York. I will land in New York like this. Yes. Tengo un chaleco moral. I have a moral one.
Before we get to the video, please like, comment, subscribe, share it to that uncle who's a communist. And if he isn't, he will be.
Don't forget to follow us on Patreon at patreon.com/revolutionary rhetoric. And Revolutionary Rhetoric is an affiliate of the Anti-Capitalist Podcast Network.
All right, let's get to the video. All right, well, thank you everybody for joining us for another episode. I'm going to just stop saying the episode number as always, because you just lose track of over time. Here we have Lily. How is it? Agla? Agla? Where's that from? I gotta know.
Irish.
Irish. All right.
Gaeilge.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is it like proper Irish or is it like Anglo-Saxonified Irish?
No, it's not my actual last name. It's a translation of my actual last name. But
okay.
I'm also Irish, so I was like, what would I like to use for my last name for my internet persona? And I want to honor the Irish in me, so Agla it is.
Fair enough. But what else are you? You said it's like part of
Polish.
Polish.
Irish.
Okay, that's literally what my wife is.
Yeah.
Polish
oh, really?
and Irish. Yeah.
Irish, yeah.
Yeah, we're all over the Midwest, which is where I'm from. So just a bunch of Polish Irish people intermingling and having a time.
I have no idea what I am, but I also don't care.
Doesn't matter.
I'm just a Western European mix, I guess.
Yeah,
exactly.
I don't even know my blood type. I have no affinity for that type of stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of good to know too.
That one is a little. I guess I can't lump those two things. Those aren't the same things. Yeah, my ancestry, my blood type. Yeah, whatever. Whether or not I'm HIV positive, it's all the same, brother. Just leave that stuff in the dust.
Live your life in the moment.
Yes. YOLO, carpe diem, and such. Yes. No, I don't. Yeah, I have never done any of the ancestry stuff.
Got it.
I do it for my dogs. I paid to have my dog's ancestry done.
Oh yeah, my parents had their ancestry done, just pure Balkan, pretty much. My dad has some 15% Russian or some shit. Okay, but it's all just Balkan. Besides that,
just Balkan. You're very Eastern
my Slav cousin. I love it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I went to. I tell the story a lot because I love it so much. But I went to Kanan's wedding recently.
What happened with the OPSEC, bro?
Dude, I'm done with the OPSEC.
He caved in 5 minutes.
Too warm.
It's the record.
For one thing, it's very warm, and I just don't care. And also, like I said, dude, we have hundreds of shorts. Like if they were just to press up arrow on YouTube, it would be like me with my whatever. Dude, who gives a shit? Whatever. If I get fired, I get fired.
Luckily, nobody in my job cares, and half of them agree with me. Well, most of them.
I mean, I just work in public education, and
your job is a whole different situation.
There's just so much nuance. Wait, what was I saying? I don't know. It doesn't matter.
Your dogs.
I pay for genealogy for my dogs.
That is the whitest shit I've ever heard in my life.
No, dude. Well, first of all, it's important because of allergies and health stuff, but also they tell you if they have any relatives in the area, and my dog does have a relative in the area, and then it
tells you if there's relatives.
It tells you, and there's a 99% match for my dog, and we're like, oh, they may be for litter mates or whatever, and they're not because they're a year apart, but they may be an older litter mate. But then that family reached out to us and said, hey, we got a notification that our dog and your dog are bros. Do you want to have a play date? And we were like, hell yeah. And so it's sick, dude. Don't knock genealogy reports.
I think that's adorable.
It's the
I
coolest
love
thing.
gene
so
reports.
now my dog has an older brother. It's sick.
He's but back in the day, 1917, some lady leaves Poland on a ship, never to see her family ever again. Nobody knows where anybody is. Everybody forgets about each other. Fast forward to 2025, and suddenly I found my dog's mother through a genealogy
Dude,
website, and
isn't
now he's
technology
hanging
great?
out with his brothers.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Oh, what I was saying was your wedding. It was just the most Eastern European thing in the world. There was a literal person in a tracksuit. Everybody was chain smoking. Everybody was drinking so much, and they were all just dancing, and it was great.
Absolutely. I mean, that's just a Saturday, man. That's,
fair enough. Yeah.
We just put on suits this time.
Well, let's stop talking about us and let's get back to Lily.
Absolutely.
Hello, Lily.
So
Thanks
you
so
said-
much for joining
Hi.
us.
You're from the Midwest originally?
I'm from St. Louis, yeah.
From St. Louis? There's a lot of Bosnians there.
I've never been. I always wanted to go to St.
Second
Louis.
largest Bosnian population in the world outside of Bosnia, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Wow, interesting. I
It
didn't
is,
know that.
yes. There's
We took in a large amount of Bosnian refugees after the genocide that occurred in the 90s, and no other city wanted them. And we said, please add to our population. And
Yeah.
now, God bless the Bosnians.
Do you have
I
any
grew up with
relatives there?
Oh, yeah, there's tons of people over there for, like, relatives and shit like that. They sent us to fucking Seattle. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking.
Because if you don't know, that's when Kanan came here as well, or shortly after.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I was after the war in 98.
Yeah.
But
Right.
But yeah, so there's so many Bosnians. There's like little Bosnia town. I've never been there. I still want to go. It seems
You
interesting.
must go.
I want to check out
You
their
must
pizza.
go.
They have pizza with like a weird cheese, apparently.
Pizza with the weird cheese.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I refuse to elaborate.
Like halloumi or something?
Yes, that's the name of the cheese.
I love halloumi.
I don't know. They have like a St.
One of
Louis
the- a
style
salty.
cheese. Yeah.
Oh, you're saying St. Louis style pizza. No,
Yeah.
it's Provel.
Provel. That's it. That's
Yeah.
the one. Yes.
She could just say any cheese
Provolone.
type and be
No,
like,
no,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
it.
that's
It's that one. That's the one. Provel. That's how you pronounce it.
Yeah, Provel.
Yeah.
Provolone and Swiss cheese mixed together. Really high melting point, so it's
Yeah.
creamy.
Yeah.
It's really
It's
good.
like St. Louis style pizza is like it's that. I've always wanted to try that.
so
okay.
good.
I feel like I've made that in my kitchen and didn't even know about it.
Well, you're a regular St.
I just
Louisan.
found whatever cheese scraps I could find for the fridge, and I'm like, these'll do.
I just had my
True
first-
St. Louisan, honorary
Louisan?
St. Louisan.
Absolutely.
I just had my
St.
first
Louis.
Oklahoma smash burger, so I was that was like took
Ooh,
that off.
yummy.
I like regional foods.
Is that the one
Me
with
too.
like the onions in
It's
there?
the onions in the smash burger, dude. Yeah, and
Oh,
they get
man, that
crispy on the
sounds-
outside.
Every like little short I've seen was like, this is the best burger ever created.
Was genuinely
I'm like, all they
so
did was
good.
put onion in it. I
No,
gotta know
dude,
now.
something happens with those onions. Go to Giddy Up in Ballard. Their special right now is Oklahoma Smash Burger. Check it out.
Giddy up and down.
That's
Boom.
if you're in the Seattle area, go to Ballard. Go to Giddy Up Burger. Their special right now is the Oklahoma.
so
Smash
Seattle.
Burger.
I wish there was
The
like
Emerald City. God,
Yeah.
Seattle's so gorgeous.
no, it's just fucking wet and
So
dark.
pretty.
It's gorgeous.
I
Wet
love
and
that.
dark.
I love that.
Today was the first day where I stepped out of my school and I was just like, it's a little chilly. This is nice.
Yes.
It's been kind of warm here.
No, the heat here in the summer now because of global warming, climate change gets pretty bad,
It's
man.
getting rough, dude. And we don't have AC. It's
No,
a difference.
nobody here has
nobody
AC.
has AC.
'Cause when I grew up here in like the late '90s, early 2000s, or whatever, it was like 85 max. It was like nice, beautiful.
Mhm. No,
And
it's
now,
91,
I mean,
yeah.
2021 was it? I think we hit the record in
108 or
Washington State.
something?
It was
Yeah.
111 degrees.
111, yeah.
And I'm just sitting, no AC, just like in my room streaming. I streamed during that time.
Yeah.
I remember it. That was fun as fuck. But I was sweating. My fucking entire computer setup was just overheating. And I'm like, we're pushing through it, boys.
We're doing it. We gotta play Apex. We gotta play Apex.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I gotta get this fucking triple kill right here.
Yeah.
Ain't no heat gonna stop me. But
Yeah.
nice.
What's Los Angeles like? Hot?
Same situation. Yeah, no AC in most of the older buildings, mine included. And so it's just like you either go to the beach and stay by the beach all day long, or I go to the library for the AC because I cannot stand the heat and it makes me miserable.
That's insane.
So.
No AC in LA, huh?
In in the older buildings. In the newer buildings, yes, they're built in. A lot of people have like window units here, but also like I'm not going to pay $100 every month for like 3 or 4 months of the year at this point for AC.
Sure.
I got through St. Louis heat with no AC growing up, so
Yeah.
I think I can survive.
That's
You
probably
just
a
gotta
little
get one
more
of those in-home units. Like that's what we have.
Yeah,
in my
yeah.
place.
Yeah, that's what I have. I have
Yeah,
one
we
of
just
those,
stick it
yeah.
in the window or whatever.
Oh, I don't have units.
Yeah.
I just have I buy like there's these fans.
The
that are
singular
but they're like pretty
standalone.
good. Yeah. Any swamp coolers or it's just nothing?
I don't use anything because I just when it comes
You
down
raw
to it, I'm
dogging it.
lazy. I'm just like whatever.
That's
I
rough.
I'll usually go to Venice Beach or I'll go up to Santa Monica. I have friends that live up there. I'll just hang out there when it's really hot and then I come
LA's
back home.
hot,
at
yeah.
night.
I'm from Arizona originally, or not originally, but I'm from Arizona the last 25 years, and yeah, it's a law. Arizona state law is you're required
Good.
to have AC or some type of cooling in your house, and if it goes out and you rent, they have 5 days to fix it. So it's like
Good.
it's a mandatory.
That's the least they can
That's
do.
crazy, man.
Yeah.
Well, at least it's like a dry heat versus like that humid ass heat.
Yeah, like a St. Louis.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because before Arizona, I was
God.
in Louisiana, which was that's awful. Is like
the bayou.
Yeah, that level of
Man.
mugginess, yeah.
Is that humid? Like you can close all the windows and everything, or like whatever, get out of the sun into the shade, but just that like water in the air.
It's disgusting.
Yeah.
It's
You're
one of the
breathing
most
in, you're-
Well, no,
miserable
that was the thing
feelings
about
in the
Arizona.
world.
Like, so long as you're in the shade and you're drinking water, it's like not that
Yeah.
bad because it's just like it's
Kind of cute. You feel toasty. You're
yeah.
like,
I mean,
it's cozy.
I don't miss it, but like I much prefer it here.
Yeah.
This will be my third winter in Seattle.
It's pretty temperate, honestly.
Yeah.
Sometimes we get
The
sometimes
first
we get
winter
snow,
we were
but
here,
it's mostly just rain.
This is just a weather podcast now. The first winter we were here, it was like in the low teens, and now I was like, oh fuck, I didn't have a jacket either because I came from Arizona, so I had to go to the outlet store and I bought like a Columbia parka because I was like, I went to Marysville, like an hour north to the outlets, then the outlet mall, and I had to get like a bunch of cold weather clothing ASAP because I was not prepared for the wet or the cold because I came from Arizona.
Well, let's get over this heat and all the weather bullshit. I wanted to ask you a few questions, and one of them is like, how the hell did you even get your social media startup? Because you kind of blew up out of the fucking nowhere.
I know, it was
Like,
so weird.
Like, what the hell?
I know, it was so weird. I started, my first video was about the bombing of Iran. And so that was mid-June, like I think in the teens of June. And that was the first time I posted. I think I posted some random stranglers like in spring, but I didn't do anything consistently. But from June until now, I've been posting almost every day, sometimes multiple times a day. And I think I blew up on TikTok first. I've since stopped posting on TikTok because of, the new guidelines. I'm like, I think I'm just good. Yeah, I think I'm just good off that. And I had been planning that for several months. Once I heard what the new guidelines were going to be and all the intricacies, I was like, you know what?
It's crazy, yeah, like a
I
whole
don't need to be on there.
anti-American shit. They really threw that broad statement in there. It's like if anything is anti-American, I'm just like, what the fuck?
Whatever
does
that
even mean?
means. Whatever that means, dude. Yeah, and the suppression on Instagram seems to be a lot less, knock on wood. We'll see how that goes in the continued future. But it was wild. Yeah, I had a couple videos just go really crazy, and then got a good amount of followers, and now here I am with you beautiful people. God bless.
Jesus,
Welcome. We were joking earlier, like we got to get you in on some of the like the group chats we have with all the leftist like content creators that.
Yes.
We literally have no women in that group chat.
Yeah,
we're talking about.
That's a great sign.
Yeah,
no, it's a bunch of straight white guys. It's great.
They're not all white.
White guys, I guess, at least.
They're all
not
white.
all straight either.
I don't know, they're not all white.
It's just a
We
bunch,
got one
it's just a
black
bunch
dude.
of podcast bros. It's a bunch of commie podcast bros.
Cute.
That's really what it comes down
Cute.
to. But there's
some of them are decent size, man.
there's a great cool,
You got in there?
I
don't.
don't know if he's in that troop chat that we're
No?
referring to, but no, this is like projector and like and comrades and like just a bunch of like the old podcast and Instagram fools. But yeah, we've had Poke Preet on a couple times. He's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we just our last
just-
episode
yeah,
we
our
were just
last
talking about the
episode was
Indian
him,
Communist
yeah.
Party,
Yeah.
so that was really interesting.
Yeah, over in Kerala. It's very cool.
Yeah, very cool.
I saw a post that you wanted to go to Kerala or something like that. I can't
Oh
remember.
yeah, my aunt. I went to India last year. I went to Rajasthan, which is a state like more towards the north, and I went to New Delhi, and I went to Agra. Agra is where the Taj Mahal is, and I want to go back.
Yeah, I would love
and
to
if
go
I
there.
were to go back, I'd probably go to Kerala or Chennai or West Bengal or all three.
Honest question: how did you feel there, safety wise? Because I know there's a lot of like iffy moments.
I'll be honest, I was staying in very nice hotels with my very wealthy aunt. And so I did not encounter much, but the little that I did, I would say more than anything, it's just curiosity. People just stare at you a lot, especially if you're like a white woman and they want to take pictures with you and they have you hold their baby and they come up to you. Really, yeah.
I haven't seen all those
It's cute.
videos
Like,
with like the
you go to-
Chinese guys. Like when China,
Yeah.
they're like the black guys that would go to China. Like
Exactly.
African Americans would go to China, and they're literally just taking pictures. Everybody, I'm like, oh my god, man.
Exactly.
Just something.
No, it's the
something
same
I haven't
thing.
seen
Yeah,
much.
I would like go to a temple and they would all come up with their family and I would take a photo with each individual person.
Wow.
And I was like, I can get used to this. I'm just kidding. But it was
Like
cool.
the celebrity, the biggest celebrity in the
She's
world.
born for the fame.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah, safety wise, no, I didn't feel like uncomfortable by any means. It's just a lot of people and it's overwhelming if you're not used to it. That's all that it comes down to. But I wouldn't recommend that a woman go travel alone. I felt comfortable because I was with multiple people and I
Sure.
probably would have been very intimidated at the least if I had gone alone.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, what even got you to this point where like, okay, I want to make like some sort of content creation? Like, what was the trigger?
I'm a red diaper baby. My parents are both communists, and
Oh,
I
wow,
was,
interesting.
raised communist. But I didn't really do anything for like all of high school. And my kind of radicalization was climate change at like 10 or 11. Like I remember very distinctly finding out about that and being like, Jesus Christ, what do I do? And my parents are younger. My parents are in their 40s. So they were like, yeah, the world's already messed up and it's all gone. My parents are very like doomer, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And so I go through all of middle school, I go through all of high school, and like my main focus for my activism is the climate. So I'm boycotting all of these foods, and I'm vegan, and I'm espousing all my beliefs throughout high school. And people think I'm really annoying, rightfully so, because I shamed them constantly for what they did. And
You were
I
that
wouldn't.
person.
I was that person, yeah. And they were just like, "Oh my God, shut up, girl! Like, give it a rest." And I also went to high school in like a pretty conservative area. And then I moved to LA. LA is very liberal. You think it's like a blue haven. It's not. There's not a lot of people here that really feel the way that I do.
Yeah.
And I spent several years here, once again, not really doing anything, just because I was like devastated and paralyzed, frankly, by climate change more than anything else. And I could not get myself out of that hole for the longest time. And funny enough, I wouldn't say that like Hassan Piker was a radicalization moment for me, but once I realized there was an entire community of people even further left than Hassan Piker online, I was like, oh, why am I not involving myself in this in any real way, shape, or form? And so now here I am. And all it really took to make the videos was realizing like I don't really care if people think I'm stupid. And it doesn't
Honestly,
really.
yeah.
Yeah, just don't read the
Yeah.
comments.
That's
And,
it.
yeah,
Yeah.
don't
I'll
people's
read the
thoughts.
comments. I don't
read
care.
comments anymore.
I'll
man.
read all the hate comments. I laugh at them. Like
Oh.
this. Like how many comments have I gotten? Like have we gotten
Mm-hmm.
on YouTube? Like on Shorts or whatever. He's like, "This is what happens when you have two fat idiots think they can just start talking into a microphone."
It's so funny. It's
Yeah.
always just funny. They're the funniest insults. And the thing is too, like I feel the same way. There are moments that I have where I get a bit overwhelmed, but more than anything, it's like the dumbest people in the world have access to phones and they hate
Oh,
your
yeah.
ideas. And so when you read them, it's just like, can you try harder? Can you please insult me harder? It's
No,
like
I-
something new.
Yeah, absolutely. I encourage it. Please, all the hate comments trigger the algorithm. Please.
Exactly.
Well,
That's
there's
what I
also-
say.
If
I'm like, thank
if there's
you.
100 comments and 95 of them are hate comments, I welcome it.
Yeah, I guess that's fair from like a numbers game. But also there's like a nuance to that too. Well, that's not that very nuanced actually at all. But like we're only seeing a half of that too because we're not like there's like a whole sexist and misogynist side of that like online vitriol that we don't get.
Absolutely.
We get
Lucky
just the
duckies.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. And that must be awful. Like I know Izdahar has spoken about that quite often, and like she's been very open about like just like
Oh,
what it's
yeah.
like to be a woman content creator in a leftist space, and just like
Yeah.
you get not only like the normal like dirty commie comments, but also like the much I would argue much worse.
Yeah, she
sexist
got
side of
like
that.
she got some horrible ends
Yeah,
after
she gets
that,
like
you
just
know?
death threats and just
Because
like,
she's
yeah.
like a converted Muslim,
Yeah.
a woman communist. I'm like,
hitting-
dude,
she's running
just
on all
throw
cylinders,
the entire
yeah.
kitchen sink at her, pretty
Yeah.
much. And how she
Exactly.
stays so calm and so like composed is
Oh,
very.
she's an angel.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah,
just
she's
such a
super cool.
fantastic person.
Yeah, we met her.
So cool.
Yeah, we've met her a couple times. We've done some work with her here because
Very
she's from
cool.
Seattle, and so we've done
Yeah,
some.
yeah, yeah.
She hosted or we hosted an event where she was like the guest speaker at, and so
Oh, wonderful.
we had her. It was at a University of Washington.
CPUSA.
Well, it was for the CPUSA. It was at
Yeah.
University of Washington, and she was like this guest speaker on like Seattle's like communist history and stuff. So it was super cool.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Absolutely, but yeah. So I'm
Yeah.
So,
So
I'm
shout out to you
blown.
for like sticking with it, and like obviously in your following follower base has grown so fast and so exponentially that I imagine that's like
Dude, just
also
keep pushing.
the,
Keep pushing.
the comments like are probably
Yeah.
just wild to see.
It doesn't matter.
You know what I
Ignore the
will
comments.
say? Yeah, the comments don't matter. What I will say is like, yes, totally, lots of disgusting, disturbing comments. But I don't get as many as I thought that I would. And
Oh,
so
that's good.
maybe I'm just waiting for a certain threshold and they'll come flooding in. I don't know.
The algorithm
But,
has to pick up on like the Midwest like, conservative algorithm.
Yes,
and that's when it's
exactly.
gonna really kick off
That's
for
when
you.
they'll come get me. They'll
Yeah.
come get me real good. But
Hopefully not.
yeah.
Most of it's
I
for
hope
us.
so.
It's mostly on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like honestly,
really?
mostly on YouTube. On Instagram, we don't get any dumb comments. And if there is somebody before I could even reply. There's somebody already replied to that guy or
Yeah, and I think
Exactly.
our
Like schooling
Instagram
them.
is,
I'm
yeah,
just like,
our Instagram is so cultivated and it's just so insulated, and like the people that we like collaborate on posts with are also like it's all
Yeah,
not
it's a bubble.
It is a bubble. bubble,
It's
and
a
it's like it's an
bubble.
echo
A
chamber,
beautiful
and like
bubble
that's
that you
kind
do
of
not want to burst.
yeah. And I'm
Absolutely.
like, I'm kind of fine with that. Like, I have curated my Instagram to just be like just leftist memes, and I'm fine with that. Like, I have like 4 real news outlets and just a bunch of leftist memes and like
Yeah.
some family, and
Yeah.
I'm like, this is what I want to see. As like, I don't want to like fight. I mean, I do.
Yeah.
I do get into. I actually got into comments.
I pretty much ended a friendship with one of my friends
Yeah.
the other day.
Damn, really?
Over Charlie Kirk's death.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I didn't end it. He's the one who ended it. I'm like, bro, I wasn't. Because
I'm gonna-
he does. I don't. It's not that he's a fan of Charlie Kirk or something, but he was like, you shouldn't be, happy or glorifying that he died. I'm like, fuck that Nazi. I hope.
Yeah.
I hope he. Never mind. But I gotta watch what I say sometimes.
Yeah.
But no, straight up, fuck the Nazi. Like, who cares? Like,
Yeah.
I'm supposed to be sad that this guy
That's like
who says these horrific things about people and
That's
like
the part I don't
insults
understand.
my fucking culture and my religion, and I'm supposed to just care.
Every
No.
element of your entire being,
No.
and you're supposed to be
Yeah.
a bigger person.
And
No.
like the guy who said that, like, I mean, it's just insane. I mean, we've beat a dead horse because like, it's just that's all anybody's talking about. But like, it's just insane to me that you can say that Charlie Kirk, wasn't a good guy essentially, and just be like, well, I'm gonna try to keep this as vague as possible. My spouse has a coworker who is relatively famous on social media.
Okay.
And they have like a couple 100,000 followers on one of their accounts. They are a, for lack of a better term, an influencer. They also work with my spouse, and they posted some. They're like a liberal influencer, I would say, and they do a lot of posts. They do a lot of debates and stuff, and they're like a women's rights and a general left or general progressive
agenda
topic
kind of.
influencer, right, on TikTok, with a decent sized following, like I said, a couple 100,000 followers, and they posted a couple things about Charlie Kirk, and my spouse's place of business told that person they had to take them down or be fired, and so that person took them down. But this is just
How
like,
wild is
That's
that?
crazy.
it's crazy, yeah.
Well, okay, so where do you consider yourself politically?
Yeah, that was like I want to just step in before you answer. Sorry, because I know that you posted and you mentioned yourself as just a communist, and this is something that we ask every guest because like
Yeah.
Yes.
what do you, and we all can say whatever we want about labels, but I think labels are important.
Yeah.
I said it. So like what we like to just
Sure.
ask, what do you label yourself as far as like an online leftist? Like how do you categorize
I'd say
your
a
leftism?
decolonial Marxist because I really love Franz Fanon's work, and I think I do believe in the separation of like the colonized person's perspective of Marxism or what they can add to Marxism, separate from the previous thinkers. And I love all of them. So I love Rosa Luxemburg, and I love Marx, and I like Lenin, I like Mao. I like all of them, but I'd say that's the label that I fix to myself.
Okay.
Most often. Yeah.
Interesting. And you mentioned that your parents are both communists, so that's
Yeah.
another question we ask is what radicalizes people. But you kind of alluded to that, or you answered that straight up with talking about like specifically saying climate change, because it's safe to assume that you're of a younger generation. Are you a Gen Z?
I'm 22.
Oh, okay.
Oh, you're
so
youngin',
You're
God.
a youngin. So yeah, so you're living. I'll be dead when you have to like. I mean, I'm what,
Deal with all of this.
deal with all of this nonsense. I'm 50. I guess I'm only 15 years older than you, but
That's not that old.
yeah, but it's so you have a different perspective. You are the next generation. You're a Gen. I guess that makes you Gen Z, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Gen Z.
And I'm an elder millennial, so I have
Yes.
just a different perspective.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm like the last year of millennial, so
Yeah.
Are you?
yeah, I'm 30 right now, so
Oh, yeah, you're 30.
95, 96, yeah, I'm getting up there.
Oh, that's my sister's age. Cool. Very
Nice.
cool.
So then that leads me to my question is, like having parents that were like very open about that, because that's not my experience at all. I have a deeply like MAGA, flat earther, QAnon
Yeah.
family from like deep
This
South
is
Louisiana.
wild that you go from that to a communist.
Yeah,
That's wild,
Right?
Yeah, see,
So-
I don't know, but I also haven't really spoken to my family in years, and so this is just all stuff that I've like cultivated over the last 20 years, whatever years. But like, so that's what I wanted to bring it back to you is where did you find that path, or how did you find that flavor of Marxism? I guess was that just kind of
Sure.
reading on your own, or how did that come
Yeah,
about?
well, it's interesting because, like, yes, I have everyone in my direct family is like queer and mentally ill and communist, like my siblings, my parents, but everyone outside of my direct family, MAGA, like very, very hard MAGA. So all my grandparents, my like cousins and aunts and uncles. So yeah, it's an interesting dichotomy. But how did I land on that? Yeah, through reading, I really was moved to action by the Black radical tradition, and upon reading like Malcolm X's autobiography. That's like a large thing that snapped me out of my inaction, was reading his work, because I hadn't felt inspired by any one individual prior to that. And although I grew up communist, I was very much so just like not into anything, didn't really understand any of it, and I thought it was enough that I was a communist, even though I was inactive. So I would say Marx, or not, sorry, not Marx, Malcolm X first, and then moving into Frantz Fanon and kind of getting that perspective from people like them. Yeah, W.E.B. Du Bois. Yeah, stuff like that.
I don't think that's a like, I mean, unfortunately, and not to like totally like disparage an internally fight, but I think that is like a pretty all too common take of like just labeling yourself a communist is good enough. Like that's fighting the fight.
Yeah,
right?
no,
And like that,
no.
I think especially like in online spaces we see that a little too often of like just having the hammer and sickle in your bio means you've done your job for your like for the lifetime
For your life.
And it's just like, I hate to break it to you, bud, but it takes a little more than that. So
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
Yeah, no, that's the whole thing. Like it's a good starting point for sure. But
Yeah.
if you aren't doing anything, if all the ideas in your head are all that you have, then you're just as bad as the people that you dislike and don't have class consciousness.
Yeah.
So
Because if you don't act on the class consciousness, then what's the difference, really?
what's the
As a
difference?
bystander, you're
For real.
neutral. Neutrality is
Exactly.
support for the
Exactly.
oppressor.
And you mentioned
It's
something earlier too.
complacency.
I want to come back to because you talked about like Los Angeles being like a very liberal city, like or at least the veneer of a liberal city, right? Where like whether it actually is,
Yeah.
and we have a similar problem. Not the same problem, but a similar problem in Seattle, where Seattle is very liberal. Like Seattle is like deep
Yeah.
blue, and like there are very few conservatives. And like my spouse, who is a queer like doctor who practices like gender affirming care and like reproductive
beautiful.
care, abortion, stuff like that. That's why we left Arizona. That was one of the primary reasons we left Arizona, or rather didn't pursue career in doctoring in Arizona and had to leave the state because like everything they wanted to do they couldn't. But when we come here, that's great for certain people, right? If that's your passion and that's your life, and I'm not knocking that at all. But if you do want more, if you want politically more, rather I should say, like if you do want to be in a leftist space and a lot of leftist like direct action and mutual aid and stuff, Seattle is a hard place because it's so staunchly liberal that's where it stops, and like people refuse. It's it's very head in the sand mentality here of like you know we all voted for Harris, so we're good, like we did our part.
Exactly.
And like I wanted to
Yeah.
know like does Los Angeles feel that way? Or I mean Los Angeles is obviously like Orange County in particular is a conservative county, I think, so like
Yeah. I live in like Los Angeles proper, like
or
the
Los
city.
Angeles County. So is Orange County a different county than Los Angeles County?
I think Orange County is technically a different county.
Okay.
Yeah, different municipality, different mayor.
Right, okay.
Yeah, very, very different.
I'm not super familiar
Different.
with like the political
You don't have to be,
landscape.
but I will say Orange County is much more red,
Yeah.
by every measure, probably.
So I guess my
Much
question is,
more wealth too.
what's your experience with that, like in terms of how like of leftist action in Los Angeles? Because obviously Los Angeles is like a much larger city. I mean, it's a massive town. So
Yeah. Well, I would say it's generally a similar thing in that most people here are liberal. Most younger people, at the very least, are liberal. But it's the same situation. It's like, well, you live in this, it's a city with a lot of wealth disparagement. And so, you know, for every Nepo baby that I meet that are actual Nepo babies, like running around and calling themselves liberals or leftists, which they love to do, there is like a very, very poor person that is down the street from them that is suffering because these people are inactive politically. And it's the same situation where they're like, well, I don't vote for the bad guy, so I'm a good person, and now I'm gonna go do everything that benefits the system and not question any of the bad stuff that I do.
Yeah.
So in my experience, it's the same thing. You have to seek out very much the people that feel the same way as you. Even I work with Code Pink here. I go to Code Pink events sometimes, and it's not a large group of people. Like you're in this place with like millions and millions and millions of people. You would think that these organizing spaces would be full to the brim, and it's like a couple dozen people. It's
Yeah.
bizarre to me
Wow.
actually,
It's crazy.
at times to see how few people are on the same side, but they exist. And
Yeah.
I love each and every one of them that I meet, and I'm happy that I get to have community with them when I do.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a similar here. Like you know, Seattle's a fairly large city, and any type of organizing you find, or you try to do any type of like political action you try to get involved with, it's like it's a struggle to scrape up like a handful of folks, like a dozen
Yeah,
people.
literally.
Kinda,
Yeah,
like,
honestly.
it just seems disproportionate, and I think the reason is because there's this mentality that like the fascism is happening in red states. Like,
Yeah.
we didn't vote for it, therefore it's not going to happen to us. Or like,
Yeah.
and it's just like, that's just such a dangerous and like short-sighted mentality to have, which I mean, I'm preaching to the choir obviously, but like, I think that is generally like kind of like the mindset they have is like, the bad things happen to people who deserve them because they either are live in a red state or whatever. And that, I hate that mentality of like,
Well, these are the same people that are like, people in Texas deserve those floods.
right, or like the
Right.
the power
Christ.
outages and stuff. They deserve it because
Yeah.
they're in a red state, and it's like that is like disgusts me. But
Yes.
apart from like the actual like anti-human side of that thing, there is like the political like short-sightedness of just saying like, yeah, like we live in Seattle from the perspective of a liberal. If you're a liberal living in Seattle, you say I live in Seattle, therefore like the fascism will happen somewhere else. Like, I
Yes.
didn't vote for Trump, therefore Trump can't tell me what to do. And it's like,
Yeah.
I don't think you understand how fascism works. Like, and I just like, I pity what is about to happen to you, or like I feel bad for what's about to happen to you.
Yep.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah, and I
I'm
think
like,
Los Angeles
God.
is a similar way, right? Where it's just like you have all these liberals, and it's just like, yeah, that fascism happens somewhere else, right? We're liberals. We don't have anything to do with that.
Yeah, it's the same people that are admonishing me for shitting on Gavin Newsom,
Yeah.
which is all I've been talking
Oh,
about the past
God.
couple of weeks, and
I
I
can't
love to do
imagine
it,
what
so
it's
I
like
don't
to
care.
live in a state with Gavin Newsom, because we shit on Gavin Newsom. We don't have anything to do with him.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I would love to live
it's
in
something
California
else.
so that I could actually have a stake in shit, taking down Gavin Newsom and just shitting on Gavin Newsom
Yeah,
on the internet
every time
day.
somebody brings up Gavin Newsom, like, you do realize that he basically made homelessness like illegal, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Right? Like,
Oh,
and they're
yeah.
like, what do
He
you
did some
mean?
awful shit.
I'm like,
Yeah.
just look up the recent law he passed. Like, he essentially made homelessness
Mm-hmm.
illegal. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Also, like burned millions upon millions of dollars that could have been used for homeless people and like random
Yeah.
NGOs that aren't being tracked or maintained. Like it just none of it is
it's fishy
even
as
half
fuck.
decent.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's just the new age Barack Obama. I was just
literally. But less charismatic, less interesting, less intelligent, less attractive in every metric.
Yeah.
And also was married to Donald Trump's ex-fiance. So that's a
That's
vibe
true,
for
yeah.
sure.
What was her name?
Yep. Something stupid. I don't
I
know.
forget her name.
Her name was
doesn't
something
matter,
stupid.
Well, and we talked about this a little bit too before we pressed recorded, or before we started recording, which was like the hot news right now on like liberal media is the Jimmy Kimmel firing, and like Jimmy Kimmel getting fired, and like
course.
obviously like I don't give a shit. Jimmy Kimmel didn't say anything for 2 years about like the
Yep.
hundreds
Yeah,
of thousands of
absolutely.
Gazans and Palestinians that were being killed. It's like I don't really care what happens to Jimmy Kimmel, although it does raise an interesting question being in like L.A. Like that is, you know what I mean. First, I think Colbert filmed in New York, I think, but first Kimmel, or first Colbert, now Kimmel.
Yeah, Colbert got
Yeah.
basically shut down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I'm just wondering if that, if nothing else, is a catalyst for like maybe starting to wake people up of like,
I hope so.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's where
I
like
hope
I would
so.
like the conversation to head. Is like I don't care if
Okay.
Jimmy Kimmel will land on his feet.
Like,
He'll
listen,
be fine.
listen. If they shut fucking Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel, the most like satirical like Democrat that is like, oh my god,
Well,
I'm
John
so
Oliver.
anti-Trump.
We need.
all
They
about
need to get
John-
him next.
If they get
Oh,
John
yeah.
Oliver, John Oliver is actually like I would argue that John Oliver is the one who's like the most critical of like
Right?
Absolutely.
Like he's the one who can actually like, well, for one thing, he can swear because his his show is not
I like
on
John
network
Oliver
television.
from how even though he is just a liberal.
I don't know. He
he
made an episode about Taiwan once that I was like,
Yeah, they're always
yeah.
gonna. There's you can't
That
be
was
too
that really
nitpicky, man.
turned me off though. He had it doesn't matter.
I
Yeah,
get
you're
it.
right,
I
yeah.
get it. But
Yeah.
you have to like kind of pick your allies, and you can't be
Fair
too
enough.
picky.
Fair enough.
You know,
I can't be too much of a.
I agree
tanky
with
when it
him on
comes
a
to
lot
that,
of
I guess.
things. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? And he's way more,
Yeah.
way more.
Also,
like,
more
intense.
interesting.
Yeah, more
just like just a
interesting.
Yeah.
better
Well,
host.
I
in
attribute
general.
that. I am a huge Cracked fan from back in the day, like the website and like the video series that there used to be an online like it was like a college humor type thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, one of the head writers at John Oliver, he when Cracked kind of blew up, he's there. He's his writer. So
Yeah.
he's a
cool.
genius writer, and now he's won like 7 Emmys because I
Wow,
follow
okay.
him personally on Instagram, the writer for Last Week Tonight.
Yeah. Well, listen, that's like that's the whole thing.
Shout out
though.
him.
Shout out to
If-
Daniel O'Brien.
If they got these two fuckers for being so milk toast, they're such a milk toast liberal, for saying the most tame shit against Trump, it's like, what are they going to do to us then?
Yeah,
I
that's
know
the-
that was my this morning when I woke up. That was like the first thing that I made a video about, and I kind of sat with it. Because, I'm the same as you guys. I'm in a bubble. Like, I'm in an echo chamber. It's always leftist people who basically were like, I hate Jimmy Kimmel. I'm glad he's gone.
Yeah.
And not like critically thinking about the scenario. And my first thought was, he's the easiest target.
Mm-hmm.
And I think about legacy media, legacy media's role. And I'm like, it would be weirder for him not to be fired at this point, I guess is my thinking. I'm like, it makes logical sense. And I also think that, like we said, he's going to be okay. Like Jimmy Kimmel's not going to suffer
Yeah.
I
for
don't
this
give a
loss,
fuck about Jimmy
right?
Kimmel.
Like we
Yeah.
don't care. But I think for us, like the smaller people, I don't know. I don't know if I'm like coping too hard, or if my cope is unrealistic. I don't think that we're going to suffer the same kind of fates because these media companies are in the pockets of this administration, but we're also on the payroll of like previous administrations,
Sure.
right? Like, it's not as though Jimmy Kimmel is some like radical leftist. He was like friends with Barack Obama. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah,
I
this is
just,
true. This is true. But like, I like my thought process is like, yeah, we're not attached to these like big ass legacy media companies who are just gonna
yeah.
fire us based off of this shit. But like, what's stopping Trump from being like these guys are terrorists and just sweep
Well,
us
he did. I
away?
mean,
I would
that's
say the same thing that stopped him from putting the National Guard in Chicago,
yeah.
Because I
which
don't know
was
if I
our
saw a
biggest
tweet.
dub recently.
I saw it like what was it on Truth Social, whatever the fuck it is. I don't remember if it's a manufacturer tweet or not, but didn't he call Antifa now
A terrorist
Yeah,
terrorist
that's
organization.
company?
official now.
Yeah.
That's what
It's
scares me.
official.
Yeah,
That's what
that's
scares me.
official.
So it's
Yeah.
like,
Last
if I'm
night, or was it this morning?
anti-fascist, now I'm a part of a
Yeah.
terrorist organization. That's what all
Yeah.
he needs to be like.
Yeah.
We're taking him in. That's what I'm talking about.
We will see if something happens to Hassan. That's my thinking. Because
That's
Hassan
exactly
is
what I'm
the
thinking.
Most
is the
visible
easiest
person.
target. Yeah, and I mean he was just stopped in O'Hare or in Chicago O'Hare, whatever airport it's called,
Yeah.
this past spring. So
Yeah.
that's the thing too, right? It's like, okay, so then you arrest Hassan and then what? If you arrest Hassan. I don't know what happens after that. But my thinking is what I've been thinking in like watching them not send the National Guard into Chicago. That was a really big moment for me that I've been like holding on to for the past week,
Yeah.
which is to say, like we all know full and well, is that their power is flimsy and their power relies on our consent.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I think it's a waiting game, unfortunately, just seeing what occurs. But I think what will happen is what's been happening is he tries it for a couple weeks and he succeeds or he fails, and then he pushes forward if he doesn't get any pushback.
Yeah. A lot of it's just a testing ground.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, and that's the thing
Yeah.
too, is like this is not dissimilar from like a lot of different random like arbitrary things that Trump has done, where like
Right.
declaring Antifa illegal, which is like Antifa isn't a thing, and that's the thing is like
Yeah.
there is no such thing as Antifa. There is no like organization. Is that you either are or you are. It's like accepting Christ. It's either in your heart or it isn't, right? Like I can't think of a better analogy off the top of my head, but that's what it feels like to me. Where it's like you
cute.
either are in your head or you
I
aren't.
know, but
and
it's
there is
such
no,
a
like,
broad statement. It's such
Yeah.
a broad statement. What can they do with that statement?
Yeah, I mean, like I
That's
have
all I'm saying.
whatever they want.
I have like
Yeah.
official like history of being a part of like CPUSA, SRA, DSA. Like those are tangible things, right?
Yeah.
Like I have political organizations that I have been a part of in the past, but Antifa isn't a thing. It's just like that's where I'm like, how do you enforce something that isn't a thing? And that's the thing is like
Correct.
what he decides to do next with that is I think the most interesting part of this is like how does he plan on enforcing that, and what does enforcement of this amorphous arbitrary thing look like? And I think that's important because that will have the true bearing on like what happens to people like us, right? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
All I'm saying is this is such a critical moment. Like this is kind of like a turning point. Where does this administration head?
Yeah.
You know, what
Yeah.
is the next step of this administration? And then for the the upcoming few weeks to a month to 2 months is like we can really tell is like, is this going to be turned into a full blown fascist state, or is this him just talking out of his ass and just threatening people?
My gut tells me more the latter. I think for me, and this is my like Super Bowl prediction here, is that like there's just going to be a series of like random news headlines like this, right?
Yeah.
Of like stuff that is like happens, will affect us in some way, either minor or major, but like not truly life changing much, like that we'll talk about. But nothing will happen until 2028. And I think him either running again or not running again that's going to be the linchpin. Like if he decides to run again and like liberals, and this is that meme of like liberals are the equivalent of like the other team complaining that a dog can't play basketball while the dog is just dunking on them the whole time. And like if you've seen that meme, like that's liberals of like just complaining how the rules aren't fair while nobody is listening
whole
to them
time.
the whole time.
No
right?
one
And
cares.
no one cares. And like so that's my thing is like if Trump runs in 2028, like because he doesn't care about the rules, obviously.
No.
I think that will be the biggest marker of like that'll be the demarcation line of like whether or not something changes. And I mean, I know that's
but
4
that is
years
a good
away.
that is a good while away. And like,
But that's my
a
point.
lot
I
can
think
happen
I
in
think we're
that
going to
time
be in a
period.
holding pattern
Well,
of just like
yeah,
random
but
things
like
happening.
arguably at this point, we've been in the same pattern,
Yeah.
which is like Kilmar Abrego Garcia was a perfect example. Mahmoud Khalil is a perfect example. I mean, I hope to God nothing happens to Mahmoud Khalil. They're trying to send him to Algeria, I think. I don't know if I have
Well,
the
wasn't he
country
deported
correct.
as of today? Isn't that the
Was he
recent news?
deported today,
I
or was
thought
that
so.
I thought the news was that they were saying that he was going to be deported
Maybe I
today.
misread that then.
Well, if he does get deported to say Algeria, he will arrive a hero because the Algerians love
No,
him.
literally, they'll eat him
Yeah.
up. They'll be like,
Yeah,
Mahmoud,
here's a house,
Mahmoud."
my friend.
Yeah,
Take it, take it.
7 hours ago, a judge ordered him to be deported. Yeah,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Does it say where to?
either Algeria or Syria is what it says.
Syria's
That's
gonna be
that's
my
and
first
I
choice.
just that's like literally I just
Syria
Googled it.
wouldn't be my first choice. Of
All I can say is I
vacations.
googled it. And that's from an NBC article 7 hours ago. U.S.
Yeah.
judge orders Mohamed Khalil deported. That's from The Guardian, New York Times. Mohamed Khalil asked federal judge to
Wild.
intercede. Yeah, so it looks like that was from 50 minutes ago. He
Wild.
asked the federal judge to intercede. So it looks like it's official. He has been deported, which is like, again, that is a not to like make light of that thing happening,
Yeah.
but that will be forgotten in a news cycle by mainstream legacy media and also like
Oh yeah,
like mainstream
well, because they
liberals.
care more about Jimmy Kimmel,
Yeah,
and that's
like,
what it comes down
and also,
to.
but not just media, but also like just 90% of the population, liberals, right? Like every
Yeah.
everyone in LA that
Damn
aren't those 2
libtards.
dozen people at Code Pink. So like
Yeah.
that's like my point is that these things will continue to happen. They will be
Yeah.
spontaneously once a month. A thing will happen that liberals will get riled up for a news cycle. Leftists will remember, but then it'll die away. And so like
I think the way that I look at it is every big deal that actually hits the headlines is a moment of possible radicalization for the
true.
liberals.
for the next person, yeah, one more person.
Yeah. And so recently, I've been getting a lot of people that have been reaching out, and they've been like, even people that like comment on my videos, and then several weeks later will be like, "You were actually right. What do I do?" And I talked about this on Colonial Outcasts last week, and I was like, the best feeling in the world is when your message actually penetrates into someone's brain in some like tangible way. And I think that if ever there was a time for a liberal to awaken, it would be when their favorite late night host is no longer going to be on TV.
Yeah.
Like we talked about, right? Like bread and circuses, or what is it? Whatever it is, and circuses.
The Romans,
the
yeah.
quote. Yeah. And so it's like, okay, well, your circus is gone.
Yeah. So
Now what do you do? Your circus has been replaced with a tribute to Charlie Kirk. So you got to figure out what that means.
That's
to you.
literally what they're
Yeah.
airing instead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's nutty. But yeah, I mean that's a great point. And like, I do think that like there is a breaking point for those types of things to happen. Like you can't these things can't just continue. Well, maybe they can. I don't know. That's the thing too. It's like it's the boiling water frog analogy, right? Like if these things just continue to happen slowly. Not all at once, but like it's a Khalil 6 months ago. It's a Colbert 3 months
Well,
after that.
everybody's
it's a Kimmel
thinking,
after that.
everybody thinks that a fascistic state is like a blitzkrieg moment where everything
just
happens
happens,
all at
yeah.
once, media down,
No.
this down, these deport. It's like, no, it's going to be like that, like whole frog in a fucking pot, slowly boiling
Well, I
situation.
mean, like what Hitler took power in 33 or something,
Yeah.
right? Like, but the Holocaust was until the early 40s, so it's like it takes time.
37,
Yeah.
I think they
Was it?
started.
Yeah,
37?
well, I guess like you're talking about the individual killings and stuff, sure, like the mobile Einsatz group
Yeah.
and whatnot. But yeah, sure. But I mean, like it took a while, right? And like Trump was
Mm-hmm.
1st elected 9 years ago, so like it's not like this is some overnight thing. It's just this has just been building for a better part of almost a decade
Yeah,
now.
this current administration, though, this term of his now, it just feels like a whole new term than previous.
Yeah.
Because previously he had a lot of like old school paleo Republicans that were
Sure,
like
fair
not
enough.
really for all the things that he wanted.
Yeah.
You shit on Republicans all you want. The older guys are like, a closeted fascist, and they're like, we can't just do this dumb.
Oh, they were racist, homophobic, and transphobic.
Absolutely.
Sure.
But they know specifically we can't do this dumb.
Yeah,
We
but
can't.
they were also,
we
like,
can't immediately just start
neocons, yeah.
deporting people. That's not how it works. We gotta create a law, do this, do that. You gotta follow the procedures, and then it looks like it's all legal. What you're doing is so quick that it's gonna make people be like, "How is this legal?"
Well, it's not, but like that's the thing.
Of
right?
course it's not.
Like, yeah, and that's Trump's like playbook at this point is like make an executive order regardless of the constitutionality, enforce it as heavily as you can because like the director of the FBI, the director of the CIA, everyone is like just his personal friend and are also just like weird online fascists, and then
it's
so
just
like they're
shock
going to
and awe.
enforce it. Yeah,
But I mean, talk about a breaking point. You had Tucker Carlson today. I saw a clip of him critiquing Trump for his punishing of people about their Charlie Kirk messages. And I don't know if he used the exact words fascist, but I think he may have even said fascistic was a similar line of wording that he used.
A lot of the right-wing base is fighting with each other.
Yeah.
Oh my God, and that's amazing news for us.
Yeah.
That's like the best news in the world is the splintering of the right, because those people are much more politically active than any liberal is.
Yeah, and that's what we talked about last week with Poker Breed of like the Groypers versus like the MAGA guys or whatever. Where it's like, great, love it. Like, we need.
I'm believing that for sure.
Like
that for sure.
Yeah, bleep that one. But
we need more young men to realize that they've been lied to this whole time.
Yes,
and that they are not going to get what they want out of this presidency, and it always comes back to material conditions.
Yeah.
Because all these people have seen their groceries stay the same price, if not get higher. They've seen their relatives lose jobs. They've seen people around them and maybe even themselves materially suffer. And I don't think that most of these people are dumb. Like, I just don't think that most of these people are stupid. I just think that they have been tricked very well, and they are people that do not like being tricked.
Yeah, they take it very personally. I mean,
once they've realized they've been brainwashed, they're pissed.
Yeah. Well, actually, I had a really great conversation yesterday, in fact, with a group of senior boys at my school, who they're not my students. I don't teach seniors, but like they're having a government project where they have to like make their own constitution in like a fake country, right? They're making a fake constitution, and they're making a Second Amendment. And I was subbing for that class, and they were like, well, like if we are like support the Second Amendment, like how do we stop like gun violence or whatever? But while still allowing guns, and I was like, well, it has nothing to do with the Second Amendment or gun violence. It has to do with like this isolationist mentality, access to mental health care, like community services. Like most countries have like a familial or like community where you have a great-grandmother, a grandmother, a mother, sons, daughters, all living in the same, like, if not house, but like multi-generational like communities, right? And all of those things together combine to create like healthy people that don't go on mass shooting sprees. And so like I don't want to make the statement, I don't want to say out loud, it's not the guns that kill people, it's people that kill people, because no, it's the people with the guns that kill people. But I am very pro gun, and I'm wearing a Ruger hat, for Christ's sake. Like I'm a gun guy, and like I believe in like not the Second Amendment. I could give a shit less about the Second Amendment, but I believe that everyone has a right to like own weapons. But I also don't support mass shooting or
So what is one to do?
So what is one to do? So we had that conversation. It was like, well, it's about access to mental health care, and it's about like just like not feeling alone all the time.
Yeah, and listen, it's a tool just like anything else. If you have knives in your house, but at the end of the day, you can grab a knife and go on a killing spree too. That's not the problem. It's always available. The major problem is like, why the hell did he or she or they snap
do that
enough to do it?
Yeah.
It's like because they have mental mental health issues that they can't figure out because they don't have the health care to go talk to a therapist, or they can't get the medication because it's not available.
Yeah.
There's
any number of reasons, but all of them are material in nature, and none of them really have to do with like the fact that a firearm is present.
Yeah.
At least that's just one man's opinion. But
no, fair enough. Yeah, but at the end of the day, we will see what happens.
Yeah.
That's how it always goes.
Yeah. we could say
we're just two guys in a basement. We just see how it goes.
We're two guys in a commie bunker.
Yeah, the commie bunker.
Love it.
In Seattle, Washington. We don't have a whole lot of power. We just see how it goes. Yeah.
Yes. And every month it feels like we have less.
Every month it feels like we got a little less power. That's fair. But the bunker stays the same. So
yeah.
We get new decorations.
Quick question.
Which I love. They're so cute.
Oh, you like it?
Thank you. We've
I love them.
We've
we
cultivated
have a couple of
this
other
basement.
things. We
This
have
is the only thing this
scrolls
basement is used for.
that we want to use, but
Yeah, those are cool. Those are actual like, Chinese.
we can't
lithograph prints
should we
from like, the
put
50s.
it on camera?
Yeah, we can. I don't know if we've ever showed them on camera.
I don't think
before.
so.
What was your quick question? I'm sorry, I spoke over you.
So are you are there like any organizations that you're consistently involved in down there? Do you see like hope for like some sort of movement?
PSL, Code Pink. I want to start working with Union del Barrio, which is the group that's currently doing the most surveillance, or like I guess ICE watching, and they're amazing. They're doing amazing work down there. Oh, look at this! This is so cool.
These are, I think they're from the 50s.
Whoa!
These are original posters from the 1950s from China.
Yeah,
Look
there's
at
a
that.
bunch of
That's
Chinese
beautiful.
characters.
Talking about I believe talking about the Soviet and Sino-Soviet relations.
Relation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Original posters from the 1950s.
Nostrovia
of-
to that. Hello,
yeah.
Stalin.
There's one of Mao, so there's one of Lenin, one of Marx, and one of Stalin. They didn't make one of Mao, which makes sense because they were printing them. So
Exactly,
they
they're
probably
printing them, but it's the original, and the
How
size
cool.
that it is. The size that it is, we cannot find a frame that fits in. It's either too big or too small.
The
You
weirdest.
guys should try thrift stores. Have you tried that yet?
It's not that like
Yeah.
we have a little bit.
I go thrifting all the time.
But it's and like we've searched like Amazon, we've searched like every website. It's just that because it's like an outdated Chinese
awkward.
size. It's just like they just don't make a frame this size.
Yeah.
I found one that's like close, but it's like a half a millimeter too short, or half a centimeter too short rather. And like I don't want to like cut this poster or like fold it or anything. So,
If anything, what I do when that happens to me is I get a frame that's much bigger, and then I'll
mat it?
just do like a color blocking moment.
Yeah, just get some
Maybe I'll
butcher
put like
paper
some
behind
red
it or
behind it or something. Yeah.
Absolutely,
yeah, that's probably what we will do.
Make cute.
But it's also huge and like frames
well,
are
we would have put it
expensive.
like on the side.
Yeah.
Here. We have
Yeah.
a whole John Brown.
Giant John Brown tapestry that
Love
isn't
it.
even on camera. But
There's a lot of
Shout
stuff
out
that you
John
can't even
Brown.
see here that are.
yeah. And that's funny because that's the only thing in this basement. I have a massive basement and it's just empty.
Yeah,
Except for
behind
the
this,
room.
it's like 5 times the
It's
size.
nothing.
Yeah.
And we got a whole commie bunker down here.
Yeah, whole
But
commie
we got to
bunker.
start
love
using
it.
this space.
I miss having a basement. I love having a basement.
Yeah,
So.
they're pretty common in Seattle.
No, they're not around here.
Oh, no?
No,
Is
basements
this-
are
am I-
actually not that common. Maybe in this area,
Oh.
but they're not common in the Seattle area.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah,
I guess I just got lucky.
Interesting.
yeah. Back where I grew up, more north.
I have an
it's-
attic too.
Yeah, we don't have an attic. We don't have a basement.
I have a finished attic and a finished basement.
That's
so,
nice.
yeah.
Lucky you.
A drag queen lives in my attic though.
Yeah,
Love it.
That's a true story.
it's just like the way you state it. It's
Yeah, I
just
love
like,
saying
I got a drag queen in
lives
the
my
attic. You know.
yeah. It's like it sounds like a children's fairy story or like a fantasy story. I have a drag queen lives in my attic. It's not as whimsical as it sounds. There's makeup everywhere in my house, but it's fine. It's fun.
There's makeup everywhere in your house. Are they still doing it?
Not so much. It's just hard. I guess the drag scene in Seattle has been hard to like break into. They were pretty like prolific in Phoenix, but they moved here
Absolutely.
about a year or two after we moved here. So anyway, I don't
Absolutely.
know. They were a guest. Go back to like episode 8 where we had Kimmy on.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that was like 2 years ago.
Brought them on. It was a fun time. It was a fun time.
Yeah.
There was one more thing I wanted to talk about. I
Yeah.
know we mentioned it recently about the whole TikTok thing. Is
Yes.
like
Yeah.
what is to be done? I've been thinking.
Always the question.
Nice linen reference. I
Yeah.
like it.
Yes.
Thank you. I've been thinking just deleting all the videos on there, and just
Deactivating the account or what?
just taking everything off, all the images, everything, but not deleting the count.
Just keeping it in dormant.
No profile.
Stasis.
The name, I would erase the name,
Yeah.
erase the image, delete all the videos.
Well, you have to move over to a new app though, right? Isn't that I read that's like that app is dead, and you have to.
Yeah, they're
download
gonna
a
take
new
all the
TikTok.
data.
Yeah, so I don't know if that matters because I assume that server would be like, are they gonna migrate it, or are they just gonna like you have to like re-upload?
I have no idea. I don't even want to think about it. It grosses me out so much.
Yeah,
It's so
like,
bizarre.
I think that
Fucking Oracle, man! Like, what
yeah,
the fuck?
Presumably
Yeah.
that original server will just be shut down eventually, and all that data will just be deleted.
Damn.
I think from what I
really
from what I
know how that works.
recall, the data gets duplicated over to the new
so they
app.
are just like migrating it over.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, everything.
I'm
So
using
you have
words
to go
like
out of your
migrate, but
way
I
to
don't
go
know
to
what
your
that
account.
means. Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
not
I
a
just-
tech guy.
I mean, like,
Me
listen,
neither.
Oracle is literally a surveillance system, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That bought the app. I mean,
Yeah.
like what we would be stupid to stay on the app.
yeah, it would
It's
be like
asking
literally
to be
shooting
caught.
yourself in the foot. yeah.
Exactly. So I'm just like, what do we do now? Blue sky, whatever.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
that never caught on, did it?
Yeah,
No,
there's still like 7 people really holding it down over on Blue
Yeah,
Sky. but
Threads
I don't know.
never caught
It's
on.
just Stephen King. Stephen King is on Blue Sky just tweeting his ass off, or blue skying his ass off.
But what are you skying his ass off?
I don't know.
Bluing? What's the Twitter? God. And nobody says X anymore. It's Twitter. I'm still on fucking Twitter.
Yeah,
But
I never made an account.
yeah.
I'm so happy.
I'm not a Twitter person.
I just use it for soccer because I'm a huge fan of like European soccer.
Oh, who's your team?
Right, AS Roma.
Oh,
And so like I'm constantly on there, and I watch the Bosnian national team a lot. So I'm like
Of
constantly
course.
keeping up with all the Bosnian players and stuff like that. I've been doing that since high school, so it's like I
oh,
can't.
cute.
I can't like that's the only thing I really use it for. Occasionally, you know, some political stuff pops up. We do have a account on Revolutionary on TikTok. Jesus Christ, Twitter. A lot of T's. Twitter as well for Revolutionary Rhetoric, but that shit never takes off. Like I'll literally every video I post everywhere, I'll post there, and it'll get 0 likes, like 5 views.
So weird.
It's a waste of time, in my opinion. But we got to post every. I mean, surprisingly, one of our fastest growing apps is fucking Red Note.
Red Note. Shout out to Red Note. Base Red
That
Note,
makes
dude.
sense. I'm not surprised by that. That makes sense.
Half of our videos don't even get posted on there because they just
Yeah,
get rejected.
They take a lot of shit down.
It gets
Oh,
rejected.
really?
Yeah.
Anything with a hammer and sickle gets pulled.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just they have some pretty heavy censorship things, but you know,
It's not a hammer and sickle. It's a hammer and a microphone.
hammer. Oh, that's right, it's a hammer.
All right.
microphone.
For all they know, we're just a bunch of mechanics that are construction workers that like
Yeah,
talking
right.
about.
Why would they not be into that?
I don't know.
Originally, it was not supposed to be a political
Yeah.
atmosphere. It was supposed to be for girlies with makeup. To share makeup
Right.
videos and stuff like that. So I think they're just not trying to have too much political stuff on there. They're trying to
Flood the zone.
Yeah, because if we start as Americans and like people that are foreign from China start flooding the app with politics, it's going to get way too political. And China's already very like, they don't really like a lot of political stuff being posted around, because if anybody gets the idea to start putting anti-communist or anti-socialist, anti-Marxist dissent on
Also,
Red
like,
Note, it can start picking up. I understand.
There's something to be said too for like they don't want the same drama that TikTok is facing again, right? Like they
Sure.
don't want to just go down the same road again with TikTok, right? Like if you know, because if Red Note became popular enough and it was just filled with communist stuff, and it's literally like from China.
Yeah.
It's like the actual Chinese app.
Yeah, but they don't want to
I don't
fucking
know.
care. It's like, oh, you don't want us in your country? I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Bye.
Well, yeah,
Whatever.
I mean,
I think I like
there's still-
1.5 billion people, man.
China still owns a 20% stake in TikTok, even after the Oracle. Like,
So interesting.
takeover.
Oracle and China working together.
Yeah,
what is
it's just-
going on?
It's bizarre, yeah. But Oracle only has an 80% stake from what I'm reading here. It's still
80% is the vast majority.
well, sure, yeah, definitely, but it's still 20% owned by.
I mean, Oracle is basically the U.S.
Chinese
government.
shareholders, yeah.
It's a private firm that basically represents the U.S. government, and then the Chinese government. So two governments
But here's an
own
interesting thing.
TikTok. Like, what world are we living in?
Do you know what Gavin Newsom would say about this?
What
He
would-
would say Donald Trump is the socialist of our generation. That's what he would say.
Donald.
Is
I
that-
wish.
all of his-
I wish.
Did he actually say that?
If Donald Trump was a communist, I'd blow him right here.
Gavin Newsom said that about Donnie's investment into Intel. And he said, you know, this is a socialist policy. And it's like, God, it's just these two losers calling each other communists
This
for
is
an
the best we
eternity.
can do, people. This is the best.
Yeah.
This is what we got.
This is what we got.
It's just like, what was it?
Pete
George
Buttigieg and
Carlin?
Gavin Newsom.
George
Oh,
Carlin
God.
said is like, listen, it's not the politicians, it's the people. This is the best we got.
Yeah, that's a good point. Actually,
Shitty
they are.
people, shitty politicians.
I don't know. I disagree with that. As a communist,
I know,
can't,
but that's just his quote.
Yeah, as a communist, I can't agree with that because, like, I know I can name 10 people like in Seattle that would make better rulers.
Oh, I know, I understand. I think
Yeah.
he's saying a general statement about American culture.
yeah.
The American
No, I get
culture creates this, has a systemic like outlay where
I
it's
love
crazy
George
people.
Carlin.
Great guy.
This is really interesting. So yeah, Oracle holds an 80% stake in TikTok. The remaining 20% is owned by Chinese shareholders. However, because of the 80% ownership by Oracle, the board of directors will be largely dominated by American.
Of course.
Board members. However, as part of the deal, one board member is designated by the government. So not only is Oracle like basically a U.S. government front, the U.S.
what I'm
government
saying.
also gets
Literally
gets
US
to
official
appoint,
on
like,
the board.
an
That's
actual
crazy.
U.S. official on the board of TikTok, which is like I guess part of the term. So like you're gonna have like what Pete Hegseth on the board of TikTok or whatever. Like I mean, probably not. It won't be him. He's got a lot going on. Well,
I mean, it's already an IDF soldier that like runs most of the censorship on
right.
TikTok.
Yeah,
So
it's yeah.
it's like
That lady,
whatever.
I forget her name, but yeah, she's
Yeah.
yeah. She does. Or was that from? That was for Meta, wasn't it? It was
I think it's literally both.
Is it
I
both?
could be
Wow.
wrong. Do not quote me on that. But
Yeah,
I'm
I
almost
know that
positive it's both.
the Meta person who runs like the censorship and like posting things is like a former IDF soldier for
course he
Meta.
is.
So
Every
Yeah,
time
they're
I
I
log
think
everywhere.
it's a woman actually.
Yeah, every time I log into Facebook, it's fucking Turning Point USA. I'm like, what
Yeah.
is my feed right now?
Yeah.
Like, I never use Facebook, but like once a month I pop up, I'm like, did somebody die? Right? No, nobody died. 1 minute later, off of Facebook. Well, now it's like every time I pop up, it's like Turning Point USA. It's like it's crazy, just like right wing think tanks, just capitalistic propaganda over and over.
They do it a lot better than we do.
They're very good at it.
Yeah.
We
Oh
are
my
we are
God.
years and years and years behind.
Well,
so
was there anything
cooked.
else you wanted to ask?
We're cooked.
We're,
Are we
okay.
cooked?
Are we cooked? Chat?
What a horrible way. No, we're not cooked at all.
That was
Okay.
our episode title with for the first episode with Poke was Chat Are We Cooked?
Yeah, Chad, we
And we had a discussion about Gen Z.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, no. So bizarre. My answer to chat are we cooked is always no, because I just don't believe that we're cooked. We're not cooked until we're all dead and gone.
Yeah, we talked about this before, but it's that what was it called, white nihilism, where like it's a
Yeah.
privilege
Yeah.
to just check out, right? And like,
Oh, yeah.
you know, that's a very like liberal take of just being like, well, if it happens, it happens.
you
The planet's
know.
doomed. I'm just gonna keep doing my thing. And it's like,
No,
well,
yeah.
every day, you know, brown people all over the world are dying, so I'm actually gonna like not have that
I
attitude.
actually kind of care
Yeah, I
a little
kind of
bit.
care a little bit. I
Yeah.
kind of want to fight a little bit, you know.
I'm
So,
not trying to
Yeah,
give
it's-
up. I'm just using comedy as a
No, I'm
coping
not calling.
mechanism.
Yeah, I'm just saying like that is something you see a lot of. Like,
Oh, yeah,
between
absolutely.
the Zoomer, but it's I think I heard it referred to by some like sociologists as like white nihilism, where like being able to not care is like a very like middle class white mentality because they're
Oh yeah,
they
because
can
you have to
feel-
have like no vested interest
Yeah.
in the outcome of what the government does to
Yeah.
you or people around you to be able to be like, well, YOLO.
Yeah, you have to have no like friends that are here illegally, or you have to have no friends that are like struggling to find food or whatever. Because then
Or
if
like
you insulate
women
yourself,
or queer
yeah, or literally
trans.
anything, yeah. Like if you
Yeah.
insulate yourself with only other straight white people, then yeah,
People
everything
of color.
everything you
Yeah.
can just say, oh well, climate change. Even if you're a liberal, right? Like you could say, well, climate change just sucks, right? But like you know, well,
What are we gonna do?
what are we gonna do about it?
Just
So,
keep having babies and ignoring the problems.
yeah.
Oh my
Cha-ching.
God. What
So-
are we gonna do? We're gonna move up north.
Does
Canada's gonna be
Yeah.
fertile ground. Look at all that
Yeah.
land in Siberia. It's asking
Oh
for
my
the
God,
chicken.
tell me about it. No, that's what I've been thinking about a lot recently, actually. I try my very best not to think about climate change, because it paralyzes me still. Like, how can it not? But that's what I've been thinking about more than anything. I'm like, is a turning point going to have to be when millions of people have to migrate north and you literally have to face people that have been living below the equator that were pushed north or else they would die?
Yeah.
Like, is that when people are going to be like, wow, maybe this is real?
I mean,
But
yeah,
Maybe
but
this
they're
is
just
real.
gonna. The capitalists is just gonna. They're just gonna turn around and be like, actually, this is
Of
a
course.
great opportunity
Yeah, it's a
for
lot of
innovation.
labor.
For more
Look,
hate.
Yeah.
look at all the opportunity up north. Once again, capitalism has provided an opportunity
Well-
for people to grow.
To say nothing of the like the actual like scientific probably reality or truth there, that if that is the case with those people, like if that's what it takes, right, of everyone who's like south equator migrating north, I think at that point it will actually be too late, right? Like, 'cause,
Yeah,
like,
yeah, absolutely.
we're almost at like a
But
point of no return now.
Greenland, Antarctica, look at all that. There's going to be
Yeah.
melted. There's going to be more land.
Yeah,
You know, and
so,
it's
like-
going to even
Yeah.
out. It's gonna-
Even if that is when they decide to care, I
It's
don't
fucking
think that'll
stupid,
matter much
man.
at that point, at least particular
Yeah.
specific instance. Not to be
Yeah.
not to be a negative Nancy about
But
it.
frankly, none of that really matters if we can't get through this.
Yeah, if we just
which
can't
is
get through
like-
Trump's second term, yeah.
Yeah.
This is the first step. The next step.
Yep.
If hopefully, hope of the God, some sort of revolution does happen. We need immediately just fucking hands on deck. We're gonna
Yeah.
fucking centralize the entire system. All hands. We're all heading towards some sort of green energy and 100% full push. Maybe we can scale it, the damage down.
Maybe.
You got to be an opportunist.
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
Laylee, tell everybody where they can find you. Let everybody know what you're going to be doing next.
Totally. On all socials, it's Lily Agla, EAGLA, and I'm probably going to be focusing on long form media pretty soon here. So I'll be posting on YouTube at Lily Agla, and we'll also be Twitch streaming here soon before the end of the
Ooh.
month. Yes, very exciting. So you can
What do you-
find me there.
What do you plan to stream?
I think I'm probably going to focus on similar content. I've actually live streamed a couple times on Instagram, and I do fundraisers for the Ramun Foundation, which does work in Palestine
Mhm.
and Congo and soon to be Sudan. And I've been able to raise, I think, like $1,700 through
Oh,
that,
nice.
which
Nice.
was so wonderful. And completely impromptu lives, no plan, no real substance to them. And so in my mind, I'm like, if I can manage that on Instagram Live, why would I not scale up and attempt to do that
Absolutely.
semi-regularly?
Absolutely.
So I
Very
think
cool.
I'll probably be focusing on education more than anything else. Reading books people don't have immediate access to, discussing world news, that type of deal.
Sweet.
And I think it'll be really fun, actually. It's been
Well,
really fun
we
so far.
love book club collabs.
Yeah,
So if you
yeah.
ever want to do something again, pick an obscure book and we'll read it. So we got to reply
Awesome.
back to that one Instagram account or that one publishing
I,
company.
I replied to them multiple times.
Oh, I
Yeah, I think honestly I'm just gonna fucking unfollow them.
okay.
Fuck them.
All right. Well,
What was it?
yeah. Hold on. Don't be too
I'll,
harsh
I'll
on them.
delete that.
Yeah,
They just ignored me. They put me on
yeah,
red multiple times.
we got reached out to by this publishing company asking if they wanted us to sponsor us, and if we
Uh,
wanted to if they wanted to send us some books to read and review, and we said sure, that's great because they're like a communist publishing house,
yeah.
and then they're like, all right, we'll get back to you because we gave them they're like,
All right.
here's our list, choose some books and we'll send them to you.
Yeah.
I send them back the list, and I was like, yeah, great, and they're like, all right, we'll get back to you, and then they just
Yeah.
maybe
Just
maybe
nothing.
they just like went underground or something, or like lost business or I don't know, whatever.
No, they're
Well-
still posting. They're
Oh.
regularly
What?
posting.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever.
Well,
Well, all of your links will be downstairs. Or downstairs.
Awesome.
Will be
Downstairs.
Yeah, I'm so
Downstairs
sorry.
is cute. I like that.
All right.
Actually, that's actually nice. I like that.
All right. Well, then we'll leave it. I was going to cut it and just do it again, but we'll leave it. Fuck it. All of your links will be available, including what was the name of the foundation one more time?
The Ramun Foundation,
Ramun.
Rammun.
Perfect. That'll be there as
Yeah.
well. All links for Lily.
Awesome.
Definitely give Lily a follow on all the platforms that you use. And go
Oh,
give the
thank
foundation a
you.
shot. And as always, we will have the links to the PCRF, the Palestinian Children's Relief Fund. That'll be in the
Beautiful.
description as well. We always encourage our listeners to go hit that link first. And below that link, below Lily's link, below that link will be our links, which is give us a follow. Revolutionary Rhetoric Podcast, wherever you get your socials, TikTok, Twitter. Well, TikTok maybe
No
not
more
so much
TikTok.
anymore, and Twitter probably not so much anymore. Mostly Instagram. Find us on Instagram. That's where we are. Send us an email if you want. revolutionaryrhetoric@gmail.com. We got a private, not a private Patreon. We have a public Patreon that is not behind a paywall where we just post some free bloopers and stuff. If you want to go check that out, we do have a Discord server. If you want to check that out, and we just got a PO box. So if you want to send us,
Woo!
I don't know, like a stinky sock or something, please don't send us anything weird.
What was it? He said people kept sending John
So
Oliver.
people kept saying John Oliver semen, right? Because that was the thing. Because he did a whole episode about mega churches and like the
Please do not send us
televangelists,
semen.
and they do like seed. Say they require seed money, right? You send in your seed, and it's like $1. You send $1 in a check or whatever. But if you do that for 1 million people, then you have a lot of money, right? And it's like a grift they do. But I guess like he kept saying people send us their seed, and people kept sending him semen. I'm like vaguely or literal like pounds of seed and manure and stuff, and so like they just got inundated with that. But anyway, probably delete that because you don't want to give people the idea to send us weird stuff. But anyway,
We'll
No.
leave it for this episode. After that,
I think that's it. That's everything. Lily, thank you so much for joining us, having a lovely conversation. We'll definitely be reaching out for some kind of book. We love doing book clubs. We've done Parenti, we've done some
Yes.
Stalin, we've done a Mao. We just like to do a book club.
We should do
every-
Gramsci.
Okay, sure.
Ooh,
oh
I-
yeah, that was somebody who actually recommended that to originally.
that was
Yeah.
Caesar Means.
Susan said that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we had-
Oh, I love Seize the Memes.
Yeah, we had
Yeah,
him.
Cool.
we had him on as well.
and he recommended we read some Gramsci. So yeah, let's do it. Maybe let's do a round table. We'll get him on, you on,
Love
maybe a
it.
couple others,
Yeah.
and discuss. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Let's
Love
make
it.
that happen.
Also, if you're gonna do Twitch and you're gonna do YouTube, you should maybe try to brush up on some editing skills and
Right.
literally cut like the videos from Twitch like Hassan does and just play them in YouTube.
Yeah,
Right.
have a
I have to
Lily
clip
Clips.
farm everything.
Lily Clips YouTube channel. Yeah,
Lily
there it
Clips.
is.
Yes,
Sounds like
exactly.
a haircut place. Like,
Lily's Clips.
That's cute.
yeah.
I'll take it.
Well, thanks so much, Lily. That was really awesome.
Thank you.
Have a great night, and hopefully we'll see you around.
Thank you. You guys are so cool. Have a good one. Be safe.
See ya.
Bye bye.
Bye.